תגיד הרמב"ם ספר מדע הלכות תשובה. Before we start, I would like to read you. Larry, thank you for the Minchad Chinuch, Larry.
Oh, good. I hope I assume you have.
Which book? No, but the way it's written. You know, we have the
Maybe
original.
the children or the kids will like it. That's all.
Let me read you something that the two. You don't have it. Let me just read you what is today. Today is Erev Rosh Hashana. Listen to the two. Listen. Listen, I'm reading you the two. Larry, you have access to it here. You have also two. Siman Tav Kuf B'Yalef. Says the two. Remember, most of us don't do it, but I still know people that do it at least for half a day. But the main thing is the metaphor is given. נוהגים באשכנז, מתענות כולם בערב ראש השנה. You know this? So in Europe, 99% of people fasted today. I know many people in Borough Park, in Williamsburg, in Lakewood.
Hatzig fast or the full fast?
No, many people all fast, but some. But listen to the Midrash.
Sorry, Rabbi, can you give me the Siman one more time?
Siman Tav Kuf B'Yalef, 581.
For Chaim.
For Chaim, 581. Two. Remember,
I got two.
Usmach leze, listen to this Midrash. Listen. The Midrash Rabbi Tanchuma to understand what is today, not tonight, today. Now, ולקחתם לכם ביום הראשון, במצווה סוכות. הכי ראשון, סוכות begins at the 15th, it's not ראשון. אלא הראשון, בחשבון עוונות, the 15th, which is 15 days from tomorrow, is the first time Hashem starts to count our wrongdoing. Listen to the analogy, and the analogy will show us what is today. משל למדינה אשר חייבת מס למלך. The big city did not pay taxes for many years. ולא נתנו לו, they didn't pay. בא אליה, the king mobilized, בחייל, an army, לגבותו, to collect the taxes they didn't pay. So remember, obviously this is, we owe the taxes. כשנתקרב אליה, as he came near the city, כ10 פרסאות, 10 פרסאות, זה 10 ימי תשובה, יצאו גדולי המדינה. The noble people, the big people came, ואמרו לו, אין לנו מה ליתן. We don't have. הניח להם, the king forgave a third. This is today, you see me. כיוון שנתקרב יותר, is coming near, closer, יצאו בינוני העיר, לקראתו. Average people gave them another third. כשנתקרב יותר, יצאו כל בני העיר לקראתו והניח להם הכל. You hear this analogy again. A king is coming with an army to collect his taxes. Before he enters the city, a group of people, the noble people in the city, are asking him for forgiveness. He forgives. Comes a little closer. Many people are asking. Listen to this. Says, כך המלך זה הקדוש ברוך הוא. בני המדינה, who are the people who owe taxes, אלו ישראל שמסוגלים עבודות כל השנה, the entire year, we accumulate, we collect עבירות. ערב ראש השנה, יהודיס, הגדולים מתענים ומוותר להם שליש עבודותיהם. Today is like the 10 days plus כיפור. A third can be, why today? 10 ימים, starting tomorrow, including כיפור, מתענים ומוותר להם שני שלישים. ביום הכיפורים, הכל מתענים ומוותר להם הכל. So the obvious question that everyone talks is, what is the power of today, not tonight? Today, that started from the minute we woke up and we continue. What is it? So the commentators explain the same way that in the beginning of the year, the first day, the first child, includes the entire year, the end, we can fix many wrongdoing the entire year. So again, those who are fasting, those that today are not angry, those that today are praying different, those that today are making the different brachot, those that today are, this is a third, I don't know if you get it. Aseret Yemei Tshuva, including Kippur, are equal to today.
What's the source for today?
What?
Where do we see? What is there a source for today?
The two.
No, I don't. Okay.
He's
I meant
the-
to see
he's
where
the
you
basic-
get it from.
No, you have to get it from somewhere.
Is there a reference in the Pasuk? Is there a reference somewhere?
Rabbi, the two is when, what is?
Everything you do
Early
in
on.
your life, me and 1,000 years before, comes from this book. He's the best for the Shulchan Aruch. And he chose to copy this.
About 700 years ago. Give or take.
After it's 300 years before Maran. That's what it is. No, but the idea is the fact that he shows. This is why everyone, and even my chavruta is fasting. My chavruta is fasting today. But it's fasting by us is not. Feel like fasting is not anymore. He's telling you that today.
Not anymore.
Whatever-
Sets the tone, it sets the tone.
When was the last time you fasted except the days you're obligated me? The time 100 years ago, fasting was a eating breakfast.
David.
Because people didn't eat so many times a day. It was easier.
Rabbi Prague, fix the camera. You fix it, please.
No, I'm saying David,
It isn't on yet, but it's
my
on.
chavruta doesn't eat today. 10,000 people in Lakewood are not eating today.
Wow.
Williamsburg, 20,000.
Wow.
In Israel, 100,000. Of course there are. He's saying it.
Maybe we could get them to
I'm
register
saying the
that.
Gedolim are not emphasizing Ta'anid anymore. Shulchan Aruch said if you have a bad dream,
Easy to
the
get
following
back
day you have to fast.
Easy
When was last time you fasted? Chafetz Chaim used to say, don't speak Lashon Hara, it's equal. Everyone loves it. I can eat my breakfast, but
It's easier to fast, Rabbi.
of course it is.
Not even a question. It's not even on the same.
This is exactly what the only reason I'm reading it is I grew up every year in every yeshiva. This is what they do. A week before Rosh Hashana, yes. This is the power of today.
So
which
the
means
yeshivot fast.
we are not fast, many used to. I mean, I used to also, but I can't. It's very easy for me. It's okay, so I drank in the morning at 5, there's that. We are not in the world that fasting means anything, but fast is an expression of tshuva. So on our level, I'm telling you again, speaking less Lashon Hara today, the brachot should be at a higher level, yes? Not getting angry 3 times today, yes? Let's go to the Rambam. Let's remember, today is a very special day. According to the Torah, go to the Rambam and say, so just an example,
Where we
open
going?
Rambam, Hilchot Teshuvah. Open first few Rambam, first open Perek Bet. So remember, it's Sefer Mada, but if you have the brown Rambam, it's page 105. You took the new one also. Rambam says, listen carefully to the language of the Rambam. Perek Bet, Yela Chava. אף על פי שהתשובה והצעקה יפה לעולם. Whenever a person decides to change and to really talk to Hashem, whatever you do, it is accepted. But ב10 ימים שבין ראש שנה ויום כיפור, that begin tonight, היא יפה ביותר. listen carefully, ומתקבלתי מיד. מה זה מיד? Immediately. Listen carefully what this word really means. שנאמר, we are going to read דרשו השם בהימצאו, we are going to read תהליך ציבור. When is Hashem accessible and waiting? במה דברים אמורים ביחיד? ביחס אינדיבידואלי. אבל ציבור, כל שעושים תשובה וצועקים בלב שלם הם נענו. Come Rabbi Kotler, Rabbi Kotler, and he's asking a very simple question here. Look at the Rambam, we'll go back a second. Look in Perek Aleph Alachat Daled. Remember, we're going to read the Rambam that we know, which is a Gemara in the Masechet Yoma. This Rambam we are reading now is contradicting. Sounds like contradicting. אף על פי שהתשובה מכפרת על הכל, והעצמו של יום הכיפורים מכפר, יש עבירות שהם מתקפלים לשעתם. You get at the כפרה immediately. ויש עבירות שהם מתקפלים אלא לאחר זמן. Remember, the Rambam is telling us here, I'm going to tell you, certain groups of עבירות, right, are not right away, you have to wait out. כיצד? עבר אדם על מצוות עשה שאין בה כרת. I woke up late Sunday, I missed קריאת שמע, ועשה תשובה, אינו זז משם, עד שמוחלים בו. אין לי תשובה על מצוות עשה, הדין מתמצא, הדין פות מזוזה.
When you regret it, it's...
The minute you regret it, you accept not to do it, immediately you get תשובה. ובאילו נאמר, דרמב"ם קורא את הפסוק, שובו בנים שובבים, פעם ושובותיכם המקיון, עבר על מצוות לא תעשה שאין בה כרת, ate a cheeseburger shaved with a razor, yes? obviously, ולא מיתת בדין ועשה תשובה טובה. But the real kapara is יום הכיפורים מכפר. Okay, in 10 days. Now remember, if you understand what he told us, today is the same as on the two. באלו נאמר, כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם. So this is category 2. עשה immediately. לא תעשה, do תשובה, but you wait. יום כיפור, category 3, עבר על כריתות ומיתות בדין. He ate a filet mignon. His relationship with a woman he died. Whatever, he went to בית המקדש, כרת, תשובה ויום הכיפורים תולים, וייסורים הבאים עליו, Rambam says, you must have physical suffering. גומרים לו הכפרה.
So it seems like here the Yisurim comes after Yom Kippur. Is that, I mean, he wrote it after, and then just...
Yeah, it seems that
When he says
ולעולם,
May not be sequential.
ולעולם, זה ברמב"ם, ולעולם, אין מתכפר לו כפרה גמורה, there's no way, עד שיביאו עליו הייסורים. ובאלו נאמר, זה ליד הפסוק, ופקדתי בשבט פשעם ובנדעים עבודם. Now, this Rambam contradicts what we started today. Go back now. It's called Rambam said לעולם.
Yeah.
You never have a kapara. Here, let's go to the Rambam again. Perek Bet Halacha.
It doesn't have the Yisurim come.
Correct. It says the kapara gemura. Here the Rambam says, אף על פי שהתשובה והצעקה יפה לעולם. ב10 ימים that begin today, היא יפה ביותר ומתקבלת מיד. It's not correct. מה זה מיד? מיד means immediately. Says Rabbi Kotler, here the Rambam is revealing a secret. That starting today, if you do it, you can forgo the Yisurim, ככה הוא אומר. תשובה גמורה, הנה הסרט באמת תשובה. תשובה גמורה, otherwise, אין תשובה. מיד, then he says, you have to suffer.
There's a...
כמעט מפורש ברמב"ם.
There's a Hidah that says these 4, is only when you do teshuvah mi'irah.
Tshuva me'ahava
If
is
you do
different.
me'ahava, these four don't apply also. So that could be another answer
Right.
for the
אבל
question.
תמיד הרמב"ם לא כתב, הוא מוצא
Like
תשובה
family
מאהבה.
before
זה
the
תשובה באמת. Now let's go back to the other Rambam פרק א'. I
Rabbi,
remember,
it's hard to say what you saw because it says over here beyahid. And Rambam that you quoted in Perek Bed is beyahid.
even ביחיד.
Right. It says, but Sibur is anytime. So now, if so, how did Sibur anytime? How does that reconcile with?
Look, every time I play, this is beautiful prayer, right? It's a tzibur. Is it באמת a tzibur or 200 individuals that happen to be together? I'm not putting it down.
No,
The
I'm
answer
good, but
is
that's any minyan.
each one. Of course, it's every minyan.
Each one has his own.
It's a language and the part of it is the same. But the question is, what is the level of tshuva that will you collectively? Yes? Some people sincerely, the Rambam means yachid.
We had that recently. There was a chiluk you taught us about in a minyan. If it's the 10 people, or it's you part, are you separate from the 10? Or you
Shubat HaTzibur means when the Nazis are standing in front of 10 of us with a machine gun, they will do the same Shubat. Yes?
That the whole tzibur is going to the same goal, the same avera.
I'm saying each one of us is an individual.
Came
Some of
together for
us,
purpose.
some of us this morning, every morning. He's right. This is a tzibur for everything, but the level of the Teshuvah. So when the Rambam is, when the tzibur is doing the Teshuvah, the Rambam is.
Sibur Klali.
I thought maybe it's
Rabbi Yosef said that when he was young, when Rommel was ready to take the Middle East, he says people came to the court of the floor was wet, walking water. He says all the schools were closed. All this is afraid. Everyone knew that in a week, in a month, it's over. Yes, this is Shuvat HaTzibur.
That's a good example.
When everybody felt the knife on the neck.
No, because they bring down on that. What happened in Europe, they didn't do Teshuvah Gemurah. No, that's why that's a.
So because Jimmy says that the tzibur, the Rambam means the tzibur, Shuvat HaTzibur. Go back now to the Rambam in Perek Aleph, halacha. But remember, it begins today. Today's Erev.
So the chidush of Rabbi Kal is that a yachid could reach that on the
Change the world. He tells you that when a person suffers 60 years because of broken legs and different diseases, can be wiped in 10 days if he does tshuva amitut. But tshuva amitut, it's not how strong you do it. It's the state of mind, and you have to know yourself real.
These 10 days is the eliminate a lot of Yisurim, God forbid. That's what he's saying.
Normally it takes a lot of preparation. But Bayash, we showed the kids, it's a very good video. You see, one of these games, that the teacher is sitting now in the locker room, it's over. Someone comes to him, come back, it's not over. But your kids go wild. The answer is it's not, but if you feel like this, I'm responsible for the playoffs. We lost the last game because of me. It's not over, go back. Everyone feels it sometimes, but
Chesed Hashem that he's accepted Teshuvah, even though he knows you may sin in the future on the same Avera. You say something with women, and you say, okay, and right now you have Teshuvah, but
so Eli is saying now,
it's not told on that you won't do it again.
Okay, good. So let's see.
But in your mind, it has to
Let's
be.
see what Eli is. Eli, listen carefully. It's something very deep in the Rambam. If you tune into languages, Rambam is.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second, Rabbi Prague? You
Yes.
just Lashon Hara, right? I see all the karates, I see all these things. What is the punishment? What is the punishment for Lashon Hara? And if there is a mechaper for Lashon Hara?
Eli Tower says we don't know to.
You don't want to know.
So say, okay. Before Eli's previous question, go to the Rambam Sefer Mada. You have in your volume Mada. Go Ilchot Deot. Go back. Ilchot Deot is right after Yesodei Torah. Okay. But if you have the brown Rambam, it's page 34. Perek Zayin. But again, guys, I'll tell you a rule, okay? We are here mature adults. But if kids would read this Rambam or you show it to some teenage girls, They might be depressed for weeks or months. Someone gave me a very good analogy. If you buy an electronic, anything in America, America is 110. Go to Israel, it's 220. If you plug it, it burns.
Yeah.
Burns.
What do? You take an
Transformer.
adapter.
Yeah.
This Rambam that we're about to see, you have to take an adapter. As many other Sefarim, otherwise we would not be able to sleep. Go to the Rambam, Perakir, you have it?
I just find it.
So you see, let me show you. This volume is Sefer HaMitzvot first. The Rambam begins here. So here, page 34. Halacha Gimel. The Chafetz Chaim was reluctant to copy this Rambam. Here, Larry, the answer to your question. He says, the Rambam told us over there, correct. אמרו חכמים, 3 עבירות נפרעים מן האדם בעולם הזה, ואין לו חלק לעולם הבא. עבודת כוכבים, גילוי עריות, שפיכות דמים, ולשון הרע כנגד כולם. The Rambam says. The Rambam says, you have Jeffrey Epstein walking into 5th Avenue Synagogue. out, מלוכלך, you steal. The Rambam says, בלשון הרע כנגד כולם.
No, but we don't have any minyanim. There's no minyan anymore.
And the real answer is, of course,
Sort of God, everybody.
Jimmy said yesterday, collectively we ask the khilaf of each other. We never mean all the jokes that we do, even the good jokes. No, but them.
You go, where you go?
Even the good jokes.
Especially when we go a little too far.
So how is he defining the Lashon Hara? Must be something much different than what we are doing. I mean,
Here we
He usually gets the better jokes. But he knows we love him.
but this is the point. The point is everyone knows.
I love everyone.
Joseph, the real question, see what Joseph said?
Including you, Jimmy.
Joseph, many years ago, I was teaching peace in the Gemara, not in the Rambam. And all European men, the Gemara has a page and a half of terrible Lashon Hara. He says to me in Yiddish, I'm laughing, he said, Rabbi Shalom. He says to me, no, it doesn't mean our Lashon Hara. It's a different Lashon
it's
Hara.
gonna be enough.
The answer is it means our. But here is the point. Excessive Lashon Hara is what the Rambam means. You know, some people have an excessive. Everything they hear, they have to talk right away.
They can't help themselves.
We definitely do. Each one of us is, but I'm reluctant. I'm very careful. But if a person, his mouth doesn't have any luck, you never. I mean, Lashon Hara כנגד כולם. Okay, the Rambam continues. And let's go back now to Eli's point.
What perek was that? The Lashon Hara one?
Perek Zayin Ilchot.
Lion.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
No, but you
It's a
see,
good line, right?
Larry, באמת, how can you say that Lashon Hara is more than Arayot, Retzach? Everyone that has an affair with a married woman definitely feels guilty. He cannot control himself, this, that. The minute we enter this zone of Lashon Hara, it's like we are flying 120 miles an hour. Because every piece of news that you hear, right away, this is the way the Chafetz Chaim explains it in the Akdama of Ahavat Chesed. Saying even the day like today, let's cut down 3 Lashon Hara, you know?
Let's even put today's word. The Lashon Hara has much more depth and spread because we're online. It's
Correct.
normally on Lashon Hara, you tell one guy, you tell 2 guys, you tell a group of 10 guys, but after that,
Correct.
but you put it online, it could be hundreds, maybe thousands of people see it.
This is what the Chafetz
It's
Chaim
much more
Chafetz Chaim also
widespread,
says.
much more dangerous.
He says, even a man, Hashem Yishmor, has an affair. Of course, it's terrible.
It's between men.
But once a week, twice a week, the Lashon Hara becomes non-stop. We never regret seriously because we don't realize the damage.
I think also the question is, what is Lashon Hara nowadays when things are so public? We have guidelines of 3 people know and all those things. Now, when something is almost everything is everybody knows
the
or
paper,
something,
so
it's
to
in the
speak.
paper, it's social media. Is that
The owner.
We're not talking now about the politicians type.
No,
No,
this is some
no.
community members in the
No,
paper. He did
community
something
people
illegal. It's in the
know.
paper. So and so now has been arrested because it's a fraud.
Everybody.
Why don't you make it easier? I'd take
You come from a wedding, yes? You come from a wedding. So I'll give you an interesting example because it's not Rosh Hashana, but my sister-in-law went to Shabbat Sheva Brachot. My wife couldn't make it. So I'm in the car. What did everyone dress? What did everyone wear? They are both very much into clothing. My wife is inside. Just describe. There's no Rosh Hashana at all. And I'm listening. Who cares? Shabbat is over. We're driving on Sunday, but what the answer is? Who cares? It's because I'm a man. Is the answer? Yes.
Yeah.
We care which car did he drive. You know. But see, this type of a talk
Even that's a challenge.
always. Oh no, always.
it leads to Lashon Hara.
And this special because she wants you. This, this.
I'll give an example of what I mean. There was a situation in the end of the summer where somebody spoke out, was speaking in a shul deal, and somebody spoke out, got up and spoke, and it really was not a good thing, the whole thing. Now, we're repeating that story, which a whole kahal heard, be like considered Lashon Hara. These are the types of stories.
Saying that there was a big argument about the topic, a deal. If you
I don't know what it was.
Now, if you tell me, you want to tell what you're talking about, but if you tell me now.
Ronnie knows. I don't know. Oh, okay, then I'm not gonna say. I don't know.
No, but,
Well, let's get it in for this year. Let's see if we can top it for this year.
One more for the cleanup.
We'll wipe it out by tonight.
By the way, even if you repeat a public story, then maybe somebody had not heard it yet.
But
Somebody
then
hadn't heard it.
there's an app. If 3 people have heard it, you assume that everybody knows it. But that's the
so the question is only if you tell over the story, you're not adding meaning to the story, not juice to the story.
The minute you tell the story, you're adding to it.
To give over the facts, the cold facts is very difficult. The Chavetz Chaim says even if you say, but still, again, I'm telling you, no one should think that we are in the category of Rambam and the Chalek Alarot. Nevertheless, I'm telling you, this has to be my wife had a very, very good friend. Unfortunately, she's not alive. She died from cancer. So she was a very good friend. She says to my wife, the minute the doctor told me, I decided to cut the Lashon Hara to half. He said, to half. She realized right away, I have to do something.
How long did it last?
What?
How long did it last?
And my wife said, Shifi, why don't you say the entire? I said, there's no
Can't
way.
help
Did you listen?
Oh, yeah, but you see, the 50% is 50%.
But Joey Hayes had a very interesting chidush this week. He said the Chavetz Chaim came out 1873 with a book of Chavetz Chaim.
That's what.
He said 3 years later, it was an Alexander Graham Bell came out with the telephone. Hashem was.
Wrote the market. Was recording was necessary at that time.
He didn't bring a challenge to the world until he first gave the cure.
Oh.
Right, you bring the cure before.
Now look at the
When was the
Rambam.
cure before the internet?
Look at the
Before
Rambam
social
now.
media.
In Perek Bet, this has to do with the comment Bet. But please listen carefully, and we can go home now with the Rambam of Lashon Hara and this. We feel much better. But again, it's a bad.
In Dayot, Perek Bet.
Bet, Tshuva, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, Shuvah, that's okay.
Tshuva
Good.
Bet. One of the Rambams that depress almost everyone, especially if you're a teenager, unless you use an adapter. Look at the Rambam slow. Don't read. ומהי התשובה? the Rambam, מהי התשובה? שיעזוב החותר חטאו, first stop doing it. ויסירו ממחשבתו, remove it from your brain. Remove it from your brain means don't think I'm going to do it. ויגמור בליבו, then a serious decision, שלא יעשה עוד. Hear this again, יעזוב, יסירו ממחשבתו, and later he says בדיוק. Now, וכן יתנחם, you should regret, על שעבר and the past. שנאמר, okay, הפסוק. Now this sentence, if you're a teenager and you're really into חודש אלול, עשרת ימי תשובה is frightening, look. ויעיד עליו יודע תעלומות. Hashem, who knows all the hidden secrets, should testify on this guy, שלא ישוב לזה החטא לעולם. No, so according to that, it's impossible ever. I mean, example of Eli. Lashon hara, you know, okay, tonight, told you, tonight, the first Lashon hara, how was the Chazan, how was the Rabbi's speech? Tomorrow was too long. Well, you see, Joseph, this little nothing is the Lashon hara that we all quote. Comes Rabbi Sol Salanta 120 years ago, it says, Larry, what is wrong with the word Yodea knows Hebrew well? Mazi Yodea Ta'alumot.
He knows secrets, things that are hidden.
He says hidden. The Rambam said Yodea future, Yodea Atidot. Mazi Yodea Ta'alumot.
No, right now he knows what you're feeling.
Why is the Rambam saying until Hashem, who knows all the hidden secrets, is going to testify? If the Rambam meant it like the way we normally understand it, the Rambam says, Hashem knows the future, and Hashem says, I know that in a month from now, you will speak Lashon hara again. Or the example the Rambam gave with the woman, the answer is Hashem is not interested in what you're going to do in a month from now. Hashem says, by
right now,
this is what I said before. Right now, you are so sincere. You realize again, we are facing a machine gun. Are we sincere or I'm afraid of the machine gun? Yes.
Is that what Hashem says with Ishmael?
Right. This is what the Gemara says by Ishmael. It's based on
right now.
The Rambam doesn't say Yodea Atidot. Hashem says, I know that in a month you might talk. I'm not interested in that. But right now, what you regret here today is Erev Rosh Hashana. We began with a tour. The Midrash. Today, I'm not speaking Lashon hara. It's not so difficult. Today, on Rosh Hashana again, it's boring. So how was the Chazan? Don't say, yes. Now remember again, Mishnah Berurah says,
everything can be interpreted. You say, this Chazan, oh, this guy's great. Meaning the other guy wasn't so great.
Okay,
you really can.
When you get to this problem, says, let's not give compliments to people because by saying it
leads down the
Believe it
road.
or not, I try
all
not to
wrong.
try not to say compliments about the people because very often it triggers. Oh, he's not so great.
this is what Eli said. There was once a very big gathering. There were 5 people listed as speakers, but one of them was known to be the speaker. Many people came to him. He was supposed to be number 4. His time comes, he says, no, he's the son. Then his son says to him, Abba, you know that most of the people came from you. He said, the guy before me spoke terrible.
Yeah,
I speak, and he knew that he speaks very good. It's not only I'm good, the other look much worse. No, but these are Anashim Gedolim all. He says, he declined. He says, I'm not speaking. He labels it as mitkabed.
The Chazan is no good. If nobody comments on it, then they're gonna hire him.
There is a committee. Don't say anything to the committee. If everyone knows, the committee knows it too. This is the committee's job. But the committee's job is not to take your vote. What do you think? Well, if it's obvious, but this is the point. The point is, certain things has to be said. The question is, who should say it and how? And how you say it.
You know, Rabbi Prague, Rav Dan Segel, he has the best idea. You know what he does? He doesn't talk from Rosh Chodesh until Yom Kippur. Does not talk. Does not talk.
If you want to meet him, let's write down Rabbi Segel, Rabbi Dan Segel. Of course, he took it from the students of the students of.
Could you imagine? I couldn't do half an hour, yet alone days.
Everyone
maybe 10 minutes.
You have the half an hour.
Half an hour would be a mace.
Right now, remember what the Mishnah. We'll finish with this now. The Mishnah Berurah says tonight we eat honey or sugar, whatever you eat. Everything we do tonight is a good siman. Says Mishnah Berurah. Let's not forget that not getting angry is also a good siman. Yes.
Yeah.
He says, you come. I mean, it's a very famous story, but it's Well, what?
Have to stay with
No, but David, it's everyone. But the idea is if you have it on mind, if you have it in mind, it's much easier. So the right way to do it, Be'emet, is to prepare every Friday a story, to prepare every Friday, even a joke. Otherwise, you sit in the table and everyone is coming together. Hafetz Chaim says, if we eat honey or an apple or whatever you eat as a siman tov, it's a very siman tov, that on the first night of Sukkot we're not getting angry, certainly not speaking Lashon Hara. תזכו לשנים רבות וטובות, ובעזרת השם.
A good gebench,
Rabbi,
sure, Rabbi.
Rabbi.
A good
Shabbat,
gebench.
everybody.
One.
Are you going to be home, Rabbi Prague, this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm going home now.
Sometimes I find myself Friday night, I have to change the subject. Bring up another topic, off the topic, because I know where it's going.